There he is. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Good pull.
That'll be another mullet, maybe.
He bit just like it, like a runaway freight train.
Yeah, sometimes they hit weird. Look at him fight. Now, they get it right there in that surf.
They do, don't they? Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Pretty fish. Uh-oh, here's another one.
Yes, sir, Johnny. Looks like we're into a few fish.
I think we found them.
That's right. I think you found them. You're the driver.
Grady White Boats' reputation for designing ruggedly elegant fishing boats is legendary. Our attention to quality, detail, and customer service is unmatched. From our Fisherman 180 and Coastal Explorers series to the unrivaled Canyon 456, you'll find no boat that rides better and offers more fishing amenities. Go ahead, experience fishing at its best. Get the Grady.
Hello, welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, if you like going to the beach, you're going to like today's show because we're going to be fishing the beach, up and down the beach, having a big old time.
That's right. Looking for fish, working our way down the beach, reading the beach, the sloughs, the sandbars, fishing with Johnny Hauser, one of the better surf fishing guides we've got on the coast. He knows the beach. He knows how to read the beach. Fishing with a good friend of ours, Joe Mallett, who's been with us on a number of shows, who is one of the top surf fishing experts we've got here in North Carolina. And they're going to teach you a little bit about how to and what to look for on the beach, how to read the beach, catching a variety of fish.
Now, fresh cut bait, real important. We'll talk about that in your time.
Right, and both of them will stress that. You need good fresh bait, and that'll make the difference sometimes in catching fish.
Now, Donna's in the kitchen with a recipe, lemon drop fish.
Yeah, that sounds a little different, but it's got a real good taste to it, so pay attention.
All right, we got a lot coming your way today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Johnny, looks like a great day today. We've got a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of light northeast wind, but it looks like it's going to be a great day on the beach.
I tell you, it's a beautiful day for August. It's not hot.
It feels great.
Just about perfect conditions as far as I'm concerned. The water looks real good. The tide's out right now in a couple hours to get a little water back in these holes. I think we'll do well.
What's our game plan for today?
Well, you see this, as we rode up the beach, you saw the little holes, and we're just going to sort of hole hop from here on back down south. This recent storms have really messed up the island, but it helped fishing. It's got a lot of little pockets in it now.
Yep.
I think we'll do well.
That's good. That's good. Looks like a pretty place to start here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let's see if we can catch a fish or two.
All right. I know I'm fishing on credit, so let me get some bait in here. Get him.
Oh, there he is. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Good pull.
That'll be another mullet, maybe.
He bit just like it, like a runaway freight train.
Yeah, sometimes they hit weird. Look at him fight. Now, they get it right there in that surf.
They do, don't they? Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Pretty fish. Uh-oh, here's another one.
Yes, sir, Johnny. Looks like we're into a few fish.
I think we found them.
That's right. I think you found them. You're the driver.
I always like somebody else to pick the spot.
Either take the credit or the blame, one of the two.
That's right, that's right. There's another pretty little mullet.
Yes, sir, that's a good fish.
Yes, sir.
Excellent fish, excellent fish.
Tide's just getting up enough to uncover these sand fleas, and they're coming right in.
It was going to get right when the tide started to come in a little bit.
He'll be good in the grease, you know what?
Yes, he will.
That's about as good a fried fish as you can get.
They're a fine fish to catch, and you said a terrific table fish. I mean, just often overlooked, but not overlooked by too many people who know what they're missing.
I was going to say, surf fishermen are.
That's right.
They know what to do with it.
That's exactly right.
But that's great. Let's get another one.
Let's do it.
Joe, we were talking about hole hopping earlier.
Yeah.
When we go this time, the next one's just 100 yards there. But that little structure is pretty much what I like to fish on. You fish, I don't know, I feel like they're coming along that bar and they'll go into these little holes.
Well, you don't have any real hard structure here in the beach. You've got the deeper places next to the shallow places and the bars, and a little place like that that's 2 or 3 feet or maybe 2 feet deeper than a spot next to it can be all it takes to hold a few fish.
Exactly. That little ledge, if you were swimming or whatever, when you go out and you take that one step that you go to your waist,
Yep.
those edges right there is what it's what I typically try to fish on.
Yep. And that edge can be in really close. You know,
yeah.
a lot of folks tend to want to throw a long way out and get that pound. You got a fish.
All right. I believe we do. Not much to him.
Is he still there?
Yeah, I believe, but it's just not much to him. Maybe a small mullet, a little pompano or something.
That's okay. That's all right.
Hey,
Well,
he's getting bigger. He's
all right.
coming. Look at him right there.
there he is.
That's a nice mullet.
Looks like a mullet.
Look
Sea
at him.
mullet.
He doesn't give up. Right in, all the way in that little shallow water. He just does not give up. That's a nice
pretty
mullet.
fish. Yes, sir. Boy, that is a nice sea
That's
mullet.
pretty
That is
mullet.
a champion. That's a champion.
That's supper right there.
Yes, sir. That's a good eating size fish, too.
It really is. That's just right. You come out something good.
Excellent.
Now, he's tough, but the black spot,
Yep.
I don't know, you may know more about them than I do. There's 4 or 5 different varieties.
Yeah,
of
there's
these
a
things.
handful of different varieties, and I believe that's a southern kingfish.
Yep.
We're right on the edge of the northern and southern boundary for these two species, but he's a pretty fish.
He is
He's
pretty.
going to go in the box, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
we'll
sir.
eat that one.
There you go.
Well, we spotted these little holes as we were coming up at low tide, and you could see them better,
Yep.
but a lot of times at high water, you'd ride right by here and you can't even tell that there's a hole there. But this little cliff washed out in a
Yeah.
steep place in the beach, a lot of times that'll be a giveaway that, there is a hole there. And
Yeah, well, between high tide and low tide here, it's about 2.5, 3 feet difference between low tide, high tide?
I guess it
And
depends.
2 feet, something like
a
that.
lot of things play a part in that.
Yeah, but golly, that's enough water to make a real difference. But that
Oh.
last bite you had was in real close, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he was just right there.
Yep.
I mean, I've got that one pole literally right in that wash.
Yep.
But I'm trying to fish right, there's an edge just like this, right there.
Out there in the water.
And I'm pretty much trying to fish right on that edge. And really, that's a good description of it because that's exactly what it'll look like. It's just under the water.
You're right, it is. That's exactly it.
Those drum and mullet, they'll come right there and pick stuff out of that edge and they just seem to ride right along it. It's a good place to fish.
That's a bite. Yep, yeah, he's there.
Yeah,
He's
man.
there. He was there. I think he's still there.
He's coming in with it.
He bet it coming to the beach. Yeah, he's not much, but he's all we got.
Nah.
He picked
He's
up
a-
that bait and kind of came right to the beach, went slack for a little bit, and then he was there. I think we'll let him go since we've got
Yeah.
2 or 3 good keepers in the box.
I was gonna say we'll keep the pretty ones.
Yeah, we'll let him grow up. But he's a fish.
Hey, that's a fish.
That's right. Oh.
Pretty work.
All right.
Let's while you're in, let's
What?
load up and let's go right down there in that hole.
That sounds good.
Let's try that one.
Well, shoot, I'll just walk down there. The next little hole?
Yeah, that's why I say you can pretty much walk it.
Well, Johnny, we got a few fish today, but we've got a really good condition. What do you think about the way the surf is?
Well, we were talking about, I like it with a little color to it more so than just perfectly clear. I don't know, it seems like the fish, they're more apt to come in closer, get into shallower water. Of course, it can get too muddy.
Yeah,
but,
that's right. That's right.
This is not really muddy. This overcast has got a sort of a green color
Yes,
to the
it sure-
water.
It does.
But,
And a little bit of breeze. It's not blowing too hard, but it's just far from slick calm.
Yeah.
I like this fishing this kind of day.
Oh, it's a perfect day. If you didn't have this breeze,
Would be hot.
the greenheads would be eating
Carrying
you
us
up.
away, wouldn't
Yes,
they?
sir.
That's right.
It's a breeze is a blessing.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-oh, there you go.
Catch him.
Fish.
All right.
Now that one there was on the close end pole too.
He sure was. He sure was.
Let's see what we got here.
Well, another hole, another fish. That's not so bad.
Not too bad. Nice little mullet.
Yes, sir, buddy. Yes, sir. He's a good fish. He's a
Yeah.
good fish. Yep, we'll take all of them we can get.
Absolutely.
And that bait sand fleas again, huh? That's
Oh,
been
yeah.
consistent right on through today, hadn't it?
This time of year, I swear,
Yeah.
that's about the only thing I like to use.
Yep.
A lot of times, the little ones eat the shrimp off so fast. You put sand flat there, you get a good fish.
Yep, that's right. Good deal. Okay, well, there he is.
Yeah, bring him in.
He was in the wash when he bit.
Yeah.
That was an easy lob cast. Whoa,
Oh man,
hello,
that's
buddy.
a nice one too.
Hello, buddy.
That's a nice mullet.
Well,
yeah, you
yeah.
still ain't got the 2-pound one, but he's getting better anyway.
we're inching up there,
That's right.
ounce by ounce, I guess. That was, ouch, ouch, ouch. Hold on, buddy. That was a little lob cast right in on the beach.
Yep, I got one on mine.
Uh-oh,
This
yes,
one
you
was
do.
up close
yes,
too.
You do.
He was up real close too. Just a real short cast.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. All right.
Yes, sir. Come on in,
Two
buddy.
per hole,
Yes, sir. These are almost identical twins, I look like.
aren't they? Like you say, that's twins,
Yeah,
isn't it?
just about twins. Yep.
It really
Came
is.
out of the same mold, just about. They
Yeah.
sure did.
Well, we've been getting 2 or 3 per hole. You
Yeah.
reckon we should just pack
Every
up and go, or we're gonna throw
Quit
again?
while we're ahead, or make one more cast.
I think we'll make one
more
cast.
cast. Yes, sir, buddy.
Gotta make one more.
You don't want to leave fish to look for fish. My daddy
never,
told me that.
Never leave fish to look for fish. The beach, whatever it
never
is. I almost believe it is because I can't feel my weight hitting. He's run all the way in
You
with
just never know until you see him. That's pretty much the deal.
it. It's a little one.
Well, it is.
It's a little one. He ain't that little.
No, he's not. Relatively speaking,
I was
he's
gonna
not
say
that little.
it'd be two good fillets
That's
on
right.
him.
He sure would. He sure would.
He ran. He did. I mean, I didn't. He hit it and ran
I
in
saw
with
a
it.
rod tip go, and that was it. And then he just would.
He ran all the way right on into the
Came right
surf.
to
Didn't
you.
never pull.
Well, you
But-
know, a lot of times folks don't think about that when they get a bite, especially if the rod's in the rod holder. They'll think the rod's going to double over, the line's going to be going out. Well, it'll go slack.
That's right.
And that fish is bit, and he's just swimming to the beach.
Well, so that's exactly what happened then.
Yeah.
And you're right. 2/3 of the time, especially if you throw far out like we were here. You know, I'm throwing way out on that little bar.
Yep.
He'll hit it and coming in with it. You know, and he swam. But he really did. He swam all the way right to the beach with it.
Yep. So he hooked himself.
So you got that right. No skill.
No skill involved. I'd rather be lucky than good anyway, you know? Well, Johnny, we're here about the 3rd week of August, and fishing's been pretty good. What's coming up in the fall, and what's going on in the spring before we hit the summertime surf fishing?
Well, normally the fall is when the most people really love to come fish, and you got migrations of fish, and they're more concentrated. But drum, sea mullet, pompano, those kind of fish pretty much stick around year round as long as the water's, you know, above in the high 50s. You know, once it gets to 58, 60 degrees in the spring, they start showing up. But I would say, if anything, you'll get more bluefish, more drum, and it's really, I think, it's just more of a concentration of fish in the fall and in the spring. Traditionally, summertime, it's sea mullet, pompano,
Yeah,
those
just
kind of fish stay around
Scattered
year
up and down
round.
the beach, yeah. But that magic number in the water temperature in the surf zone, it seems to be about the mid-50s. Once it gets below that, things pretty much shut down.
I think so.
Yep.
I think it does. Like you say, 54, 55 is a magic number. In the spring, when it gets to that, some years it's April, some years it's March.
You can't watch the calendar, you have to watch the thermometer.
You
I guess
really
that's
do.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
Well, he's giving you a good pull there, John.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing about throwing long. You got to fight him.
You got a long way to crank
Got a
in.
long way to crank him in. Another.
Well, he's
nice
okay.
mullet.
He's
That's
okay.
pretty
He's got
mullet.
some shoulders to him. That'll
Yeah.
work.
That'll work. It's not
Yes, sir.
not the monster, but he's all right.
Well, I just needed some inspiration, just to show me I have a reason to keep on fishing.
There you go.
And I'm there now.
Thanks, guys. Joe and Johnny can read that beach like reading a book.
And that makes a difference. You can fish a beach till you're blue in the face and not catch fish if you don't know what you're doing, and knowing what you're looking at, and then, like I said earlier in the show, presenting fresh bait will make a difference. And we caught a good variety of fish today and had a lot of fun.
Let's learn some of the tricks of the trade. Let's join the fellas for gear time.
Johnny, it's been a great day on the beach today. We had a lot of sea mullet and just fun fishing every place we stopped. This little hole hopping technique of yours seemed to pay off today.
Yep.
Good catch of sea mullet. You're using a revolving spool reel, conventional tackle folks might want to call it. I have
Right.
a spinning rod. This is about a 9-footer with 14-pound test line on it. What pound test you got on that one?
I think this is 20 actually.
Uh-huh.
I use these because of the possibility of drum
Of a big
sometimes,
fish,
but,
that's right.
I think this is a 7 foot.
Yep.
It works great in the, this conditions, if you were, you know, fishing these small fish, it works really good.
Yeah, with enough backbone to throw 3 to 4 or 5 ounces of lead if you need to.
Yeah, but that's a 5 actually right there, because
Yeah.
in this high tide situation, you need something to make it stick. It does a good job.
Yeah.
It's a little overkill for the mullet, but like I said,
But that's okay. You never know when that big one's going to come along. You want to be ready for him.
you got that right.
That's right.
But,
and that rig you're using, what's all about that?
Well, it's just something we'd make ourselves. It's a 40-pound mono, a couple of stainless hooks. I think that's about a number 2. That might be a number 3. It's a little bit bigger, but 5 ounces, 4, whatever it takes to hold out there.
Pyramid sinker, which is your standard surf sinker.
Right. Yep. If you want to keep the bait stationary, you pretty much got to go to it. We've been using, I noticed you using a little shorter shank hook, but they're both about the same size. Like I say, just right for these mullet.
Yep.
We've been using dinner for bait.
That's a pretty shrimp,
Isn't
that's
that pretty?
for sure.
They're starting to really get nice here in Pamlico Sound. We also have some finger mullet, or that's really a little bigger than a finger mullet, but that's a pretty drum bait if we'd have found a drum.
But the hot bait today with those sand fleas.
That has been the hot bait. These little eggs, I don't know if you can get in there, that's what they're after.
Yep, that's right.
Typically that's what, this time of year, that's what these surf fish are in here feeding on. And, you know, as I say, match the hatch. If that's what they're biting,
exactly
that's
right.
what you use.
And we were fishing, a lot of these fish we caught were in really close, not a very long distance off the beach, right where the waves are breaking right on the shore, where all that activity is in the surf zone.
Yep. Well, and I really think mostly that's because this is the main thing they're feeding on. That's the reason. That's the reason we're catching fish on them.
Yep, I think that's right.
The crabs have been after the shrimp so bad that you can't hardly keep your bait in the water.
Yeah.
So these little sand fleas seem to be working better.
Yep. Well, there's no substitute for local knowledge, that's for sure. And I learned a lot about fishing on this stretch of beach from you today. It's just been a real pleasure. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, good. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you could come. Like I say, we've had a beautiful day for it. It could have been a lot worse this time in August.
That's right.
These little things I keep slapping here, they're kind of tough.
The only thing that's biting better than the fish is the greenheads.
You got that right.
Thanks, fellas. Reading the beach, fresh cut bait, you can just about get it done.
That's right, and exactly right. I mean, that's and hoping the fish are there. You know, tide movement, moon phase. There's so much that goes into catching fish that people don't realize, and the more you know about it, the better chance you'll have catching fish.
All right, speaking of catching fish, let's cook some. Donna's got a recipe for lemon drop fish as we continue on with the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Hi, today in the kitchen we're going to be making a lemon drop fish. It's a great recipe and it's a little different. It's similar to a cream puff, but it's more of a savory cream puff. So we're going to go ahead and start with our butter. We're going to melt 1 tablespoon of butter in our pan, and we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of chopped onion. So we're just going to mix that together and kind of saute that until your onions become a little bit tender. But due to time, we're just going to go ahead on with our recipe. We're going to add to that, which will make kind of like a roux if you've made a roux before. We're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of flour and just mix that together till it absorbs all of the butter and coats your onions. Then to that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of half and half. And this is when we just want to continue to stir this. As you can see, it kind of is a little bit separated right now, but as you continue to stir this, it will come together and make a soft dough. And you want to continue to stir this until it forms a soft ball. And you can see it comes together pretty quickly. We'll just go ahead and turn our heat off a little bit. And you just keep stirring that and see how it comes to a ball. And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of egg yolk to this. Oh, that looks perfect. About 2 tablespoons of egg yolk to this. And you want to stir this in quickly because you don't want it to have little scrambled eggs. So just mix that together. It separates, but then it comes right back together, like it would if you were making cream puffs at home. Okay. Perfect. So once we have done that, we're going to add in about a teaspoon or so of lemon peel. And again, we want to make sure that we only get the yellow part and not the white, because then it will be bitter. And we don't want our batter to be bitter now, do we? So there we go. And we're going to add in some cooked whitefish. And if you want, you can use lump crab with this, would be great. Or if you have another type of, if you just have some leftover fish, sometimes you cook too much and you have a little leftover, you can just put that in. Some chopped shrimp would be good. So it's a very versatile recipe as well. So once it has come together, we've added all our ingredients in, we're going to put this into the refrigerator and let it cool for about 30 minutes. I would suggest taking it out of your saucepan, putting it in a cool bowl, flatten it out so it will cool faster. So once it has cooled, I have some over here. So once it has cooled, you can see it's just kind of like a soft dough. And I have some Hush Puppy mix here on my board, and I just kind of rub my hands into it, and we're just going to form these into balls, little balls, just like that. So with the Hush Puppy coating, it'll give it a nice crunchy, hard coating, which will be really nice. And I have some here that I've already done, and I have my oil already in my fryer. I'm just going to put my basket down, and this is at about 375 degrees, and we're just going to drop those in. And you want to do this in small batches. You don't want to do them all at one time, because then your heat of your oil will diminish and then it won't cook properly, and you'll have a real heavy, oily fish ball instead of a nice, light, crunchy outside. So those are just going to cook for 2 to 3 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. And let's take a look at what they look like when they're finished. You can see they have a nice brown, crispy coating on the outside. You can see some of the cornmeal from the Hush Puppy mix. It's just a nice, different little appetizer that I think you'll really enjoy. So enjoy the lemon drop fish, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Thanks, Donna. That sounds like a recipe that you'll want to try at home. Lemon drop fish. Joe, let's go back down to the coast. Joe and Johnny, they read that beach like a book. They know what they're doing, and these guys, they do a good job.
They really do. And Johnny's a full-time guide, so if you've never surf fished before and you want to give it a try, give him a call. You can surf fish in the summertime, of course, with shorts and just wade out and catch fish, or you can fish in the spring when the water's still cool and waders. Same thing in the fall, early winter. Yeah, that's really, to me, the fall is the best time, because you get bigger fish and the variety maybe goes up a little bit. But he's one of the best guys we've got on the coast. And then Joe actually has fishing schools based out of Nags Head. In the spring and the fall every year, he gives a couple of fishing schools. We'll give his telephone number. And he's also got a book that has really done well. And for $5, he gives you everything you need to know to get started in surf fishing. So a real popular sport. We've got beautiful beaches here in North Carolina to fish, and lots of fish.
And it's always fun.
It really is.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.